So I've been kind of revisiting some of the ancient yogic texts, and one of them is called the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, and it's where the first seat or seated position for meditation are outlined. And right, it's lotus pose, right? Full Padmasana. That's actually what they recommend. And it's not something that I teach really regularly. So today's class, we're going to be working towards getting into Padmasana, but with not you guys being at our end goal. If you don't get there, that's absolutely fine. But I love it because it is just a general kind of hip opening class. Having said that, we're going to use Padmasana or lotus pose to get us ready. The end of class, we are having a meditation. We will sit and meditate at the end of class. Okay, I have one block. That is all you need for today's practice. Yep. And I like to put it in between my knees, keeping my thighs parallel, and then lower all the way down. Find a comfortable place for your hands to rest. So I'm going to tell you what the meditation is going to be now, and maybe you can start to use it throughout the practice so that the practice feels more like a moving meditation. We're going to use from the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. It's where they outline the mantra meditation, hum, sa. So just lying here with your eyes closed, mentally chanting or repeating to yourself, hum, sa. Hum, sa. Continue. The hum should have a very upward, lengthening, active sensation with it. The sa is downward, feeling the flow of gravity, anchoring you in to your hips, legs, and feet. A couple more times. The hum is the beginning, the start, following it all the way through to the end of the sa, the completion, the fullness. Can you take these big, round, circular breaths that have this beginning, this middle, and end as you hold this container, this shape of your body, filling it with breath. Take one more. Eyes open. Remove the block. Draw your left knee in towards your chest, full squeeze. Extend your right leg all the way forward. Right leg is straight on the floor, flexing the foot. Take your arms out to the sides, continuing to let your knee pull in towards your chest. Stabilize through right hip. Hi, Maria, I missed you. And then big circles here. Okay. Dedam, try to keep your knee as closed as possible. I think it is now. And then everybody go ahead and point your toe today. So we're going to work a little bit more with a pointed toe at some points in today's practice. Now, all of us hold the tightness in our hips in different areas. Some of us, it's the inner leg. Some of us, the outer leg, the IT band. Others of us, it's in the glute, the butt muscle, the hamstring, or maybe in the quadricep, in the hip flexors, the front of the leg. We're going to address all of them to see if that loosens you up for lotus. Now, stay with me here. Extend your left leg all the way up towards the ceiling. Good. Point your toe, everybody. Today, point your toe. And now big full circles with that left leg, but it's straight this time. Now, what's pretty easy is to get a lot of movement in the body. I'm going to really ask that you try to keep your right leg stable, your hips anchored evenly into the floor. My shoulders are both heavy. And what I'd like you all to look for is as big of a range of motion as possible. Actually pulling the leg across the midline. Finish your circles. 3, toe is pointed, leg is toned. 2, 1. Okay, left leg points straight up towards the ceiling. Take it out to the side laterally. Roll your right hip down, bend your left knee, squeezing the left heel in like you're activating your hamstring. And now try to place your left foot as high as you can up onto your right thigh with no hands. Good, Zara. Notice where it lands. Push the left foot into the right thigh. Think to stretch your left knee forward and down, like your outer left knee is reaching towards the floor. Extend your left leg all the way back up towards the ceiling, pointing toe. Split the left leg out to the side, big extension out there. Press through the root of your left big toe. Bend the knee, squeeze it in, use the hamstring. Pull the pinky edge side of that left foot as high as you can, just using the muscles up onto that top of your right leg. See where it lands. Now, all I'm going to ask you guys is, are you overarching in your low back? Can you lengthen from the top of the sacrum through the tailbone, stretching the flesh of your buttocks forward towards the heel? Inhale. Exhale, very good. Step your left foot down into the mat. Right knee draws in towards your chest. Pull it in, full squeeze. Flex, extend, left leg forward. Good, straight leg there. Arms out to the side. Take your right knee out first and then around. Big circles here. So you might see like this hip is snap, crackling, and popping a lot. Have a little less mobility here. Try to smooth out your circle, pulling it across the body. And then what I started class with, Maria, is this mantra, hum, sa. So whenever you inhale, you want to think hum. Whenever you exhale, you want to think sa, and see if that helps keep us concentrated today. Focused on our mat. 3, 2, stabilizing through your deep core muscles. 1, now through center, please extend the legs straight up towards the ceiling, pointing the toe. Take your right leg out to the side laterally, and then start your circles there. Okay, yeah. Nice if you have a lot of space, circle it around. And I really, you guys, I try to pull it across over that left leg so that I start to feel my outer right hip work. And you have 3. Nice and smooth. 2, capture your breath. 1, now when the right leg goes vertical, we pause for a second, point the toe, take it out to the side, bend the knee by squeezing the hamstring, and then see where that right foot lands up on your left thigh. You're going to feel this later in class, that we have a tendency to overarch in the low back. Lengthen the low back. See if that helps you to press your right knee down deeper. 1 more time, please. Right leg extends up, point toe, squeeze the quadricep to straighten the leg. Right leg out to the side. You could start to maybe firm, right? If you guys could figure out how to squeeze your butt muscles here, that leg might open more. Bend the knee, tighten up through the hamstring, and then where does the pinky edge side of that foot land? Which side was tighter? Drag the tailbone forward. Press your right knee in towards the midline. Inhale. Exhale, right foot steps down into the mat. Extend your left leg straight up towards the ceiling. This is the last part of your warm up. Okay, left ankle crosses over the top of your right knee. We do this all of the time. Pick up your right foot, bring your right shin parallel to the floor. We will do this exact structure of your legs. Nothing changes about the legs, but I want you to drop your right knee and your left foot all the way to the floor over on the right side of your mat. Good, so it's just like a fallen figure four. You are pressing your left ankle into your right knee. You're dragging your right knee up, and now use your right hand, everybody, in the center of your left thigh and push it away from you. Good, Dina. Yeah. Now, the more you push that left leg away from you, you should feel an opening into the outer side of your left hip. Stretch your left arm alongside your left ear, pulling more on the lateral side body. I like to reach towards the back left corner of my mat. The right knee and the left foot pressing together is the stability. And then I move that right hand even closer to the top of my left leg. I feel that femur bone. I push it away from me. You might feel your psoas stretch, your lower abdominals lengthen. We need to get the outer hip today, you guys. Inhale. Exhale, beautiful. Come back to center, unwind that. Step both feet into the mat. Okay, that's kind of a tricky one. We don't do that all the time. Right leg extends up, flex foot, cross ankle. That's your figure four, your thread the needle prep. Pick up your left shin bone, bring it parallel. And now when you roll, make sure that your left knee is in line with your left hip. Yeah, good. This is a twist. Make sure you're widening your upper back on the floor. And now your left hand goes into the center of that right thigh and you push it away. Yep, but that right foot is glued into the mat. The legs don't move. Right arm extends alongside the right ear. Okay, so it gets, your hip joint is a very thick joint. The more you move your left hand closer to the top of your right femur bone, push it away from you. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Come back through center. Step both feet into the mat. And then we pick up the pace. Draw your knees into your chest, full squeeze. Maybe come back to your mantra. Inhale, hum. Exhale, sa. Rock it forward. Plant your palms. Tabletop position. From tabletop, hips lift all the way up and back, downward facing dog. Big toes come together to touch at the back of your mat. Squeeze right heel into right sitting bone. Knees are together. Yeah, good. Using the hamstring. And now with that right kneecap, you guys, please draw big circles. So we stay in down dog. It's a little bit different against gravity. And now you don't have the floor keeping you stuck. So you might be able to get a bigger full range of motion out and around. 3, 2, 1. Step your right foot forward all the way up in between your hands, lunge. Nice big step, drop that back left knee. Hook thumbs, inhale, arch up, Anjaneyasana. That's gonna start to stretch the quadricep and into the hip flexor. Hands to the mat, press it back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward into plank pose, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, bend knees, lower knees, chest and chin. From knees, chest, chin, inhale, pull forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, hips up and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Zara, you okay? You okay, Zara? Thumbs up? Okay. All right. Big toes come together to touch back of your mat. Left heel squeezes up into left sitting bone. Activate the hamstring. I'm going to point the toe a little bit more today. And then big circles. And I just really invite you guys, hold the rest of your body stable. And it's all about isolating the movement. So I try not to move my shoulders, my ribs, my spine. I try to keep the straight leg powerful as I ground down and back through the heel. And I enjoy that range of motion. 3, 2, 1. Left foot steps forward up in between your hands. Good. Drop that back knee, sink in low. Hook thumbs, inhale, arms up. Anjaneyasana. And hands to the mat all the way back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale forward into plank pose. Exhale, bend knees. Bend elbows as you lower, melting the chest and chin. Inhale, pull forward, press the tops of your femur bones down. Cobra. Hips lift, up and back. Downward facing dog. Right heel pulls into right sitting bone, point toe. Can you go in the opposite direction with your knee? So first I went back out and around. Now I'm going forward out and around. Good. What I'm working on this time is making sure I'm keeping my outer left hip pulling back, keeping the left side body long. 3. Squeeze your glutes, you guys. That's going to help you to lift it. 2, 1. As you're ready, right knee on the floor behind your right wrist, pigeon pose. Move that left leg back as far as possible. If it's available, move your right foot forward, bringing your left shin bone parallel. Look at 11 o'clock. Walk your upper body on your forearms off at 11 o'clock. Press your outer right knee down. Yes. Squeeze it into the mat. If anybody wants to, you make a pillow with your left forearm and you stretch your right arm out on the diagonal, reaching away from that right hip. Yeah, I want power in the legs as you push that outer right hip down, knee down for 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2, you guys. This is our prep. We've gotten the inner legs, the hamstrings, the quadriceps, the hip flexors, getting the outer hip here for 2. Inhale. Exhale for 3. Walk up onto your hands, press back, downward facing dog. Good. From down dog, we shift forward into plank. Exhale, bend knees, bend elbows into side body as you lower chest and chin. Inhale, please pull forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, hips lift, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Big toes come together to touch whenever you need to. Remind yourself. Remember, yoga is the process of remembering. Hum. Sa. Left heel squeezes up into left sitting bone, point toe. And then final round here, please go in the opposite direction. Fully lubricating this joint. Hydrate, get the synovial fluid going. Rest of the body is stable. Please pull that outer right hip back, out and around. 3, 2, 1. And left knee on the floor behind your left wrist. Let's pause. Yep, this side, walk your right knee back more. I'm going to try to slide that left foot up, get it more parallel, and then off at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Yep, you walk on the diagonal. So I'm trying to bring my chest over my left foot. I'm going to make a pillow with my right forearm. And from my left hip, left rib, left shoulder, left hand, reach out towards 1 o'clock. Put something imaginary underneath your left knee. Imagine I'm trying to pull something out from underneath your knee, Didem, and squeeze it down and hold it down, clamping. Yes, I just saw your hip activate. 3. Chest lengthens forward. 2. Inhale. Exhale, hands walk back underneath your shoulders. Press it back. Strong, push the floor, downward facing dog. Inhale forward into plank pose. Final time, lower knees. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, melt the heart, chest, and chin. Inhale, pull through, Bhujangasana. Exhale, hips lift, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now you hold. And I'm going to do my best not to just count. I want to remind you, when you get into a holding position, can you go inhale, hum. Exhale, sa. The full cycle of that, not rushing it. Hum. Sa. Look towards your hands. Step or jump, top of your sticky mat. Inhale, lengthen. Fold in. Sa. 2, Surya Namaskara A. Circle the arms around and up. Inhale, hum. Dive through the air, pull into Uttanasana. Sa. Lengthen, hum. Exhale, step back. Chaturanga. Sa. Big open heart, fill the lungs, drive the chest forward and up. Hips lift, up and back, down dog. So one of the reasons, you guys, where I'm going back in rereading like the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, it's where in yoga they stop with the idea that God is something, or the divine is something outside of us that we have to go searching for. It's the first text where it starts to say that no, everything you have, right, is you are God in this moment. We just forget. And so this hum sa is coming back and like remembering that fullness. Look forward, your choice, step or jump, top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen, hum. Exhale, please fold in, stretch your sitting bones up, sa. Circle the arms around, lift all the way to rise, hum. I want you to keep the flow, fold in, sa. Inhale, lengthen, all the way, stretch the armpits forward, outer hips draw back, step back, lower through chaturanga. So not only do we want the hips open, you guys, we want a little bit of heat. Right, as you move through vinyasas, a little bit of heat. Okay, it's gonna help warm up the hips, maybe attempting to find lotus. Today's not gonna be if we take a full lotus, it's do we do a good job of prepping ourselves, getting ready. Look forward, inhale, press. Exhale, step or jump, top of your mat. I'm gonna go feet together. Inhale, open as you get more warmed up. Press from the hips to the knees, down into the feet. Exhale, fold in, Uttanasana. Bend knees, drop hips, sit low, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold in, Uttanasana. Deeper stretch, keep getting into the back of the hip. Inhale, lengthen, half flat back. Step it back, we're still good at vinyasa. Legs to spine to head, chaturanga. Inhale, pull it forward, urdhva. You're squeezing back into the kidneys, hips up and back, down dog. Right leg lift, three-legged down dog. Right foot steps forward, up in between your hands, lunge. Scoop the tailbone forward, root to rise, long through your low back, high lunge. Okay, soften the shoulders. Did you forget? Hum. So as you continue to reach up, please lower down through that back left knee, pushing from left toes, forward and down, sinking into the hip. Hook thumbs, inhale, Anjane. Nice, see them, good. Hands to the mat, downward facing dog. Please keep the flow as you inhale forward into plank. Exhale, elbows brush, side ribs, chaturanga. Inhale, full urdhva. Exhale, hips lift, up and back, Adho. Left foot steps forward, up in between your hands, lunge. Root to rise, lift up, high lunge. Good. So we are using high lunges as a way to get the front of the hip, that right hip, a little more open. As you connect to the back leg and you reach up through the side ribs, you continue to lower down. Does it help you to hook thumbs and think inhale, upward lifting, hum. Hands to the mat, press back, sa, anchoring, rooting, dropping down into gravity. Inhale, forward, hum. Bend elbows, exhale, chaturanga, sa. Inhale, forward, up dog. Hips lift up and back, down dog. 3 breaths. Find your mantra. Hum sa is this fullness, all the potential, everything, your bigness, your fullness is right here. Inhale. Exhale. Look between your hands. Jump forward, walk forward, top of your sticky mat. Inhale, lengthen, half flat back. Exhale, please fold in. Can you wiggle your ribs down? Can you get in any tighter? We're doing one more. Inhale, Utkatasana, hum. Exhale, fold in, sa. One breath, one movement. Inhale, hum. If you're ready, step or jump, chaturanga, sa. Up dog. Down dog. Right leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, lower back knee. Hook thumbs, inhale. Open the heart space, exhale, plant palms, hips up, down dog. Flow, capture your mind with the breath, with your mantra, forward. Exhale, bend elbows. Inhale, feel the tops of the feet, the bottoms of the hands as you lift the heart. Downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, hum. Exhale, step it forward, sa. Inhale, high lunge, hum. Exhale, lower back knee, sa. Hook thumbs, arch up, reach back, hum, it's full. All the way to completion, hands to the mat, downward facing dog, sa. Inhale, forward, last one, hum. Exhale, use the posterior deltoid, the back of your shoulders, sa. Inhale, full heart, open up. Exhale, take it all the way back, down dog. So it was actually when I first started using mantra that I started to understand this concept of just really concentration, get distracted, come back. Look forward, step or jump, top of your sticky mat. Inhale, lengthen, half flat back. Exhale, fold in, top of the head is stretching down towards the tops of the feet. Let's get really active into the backs of the legs. Bend knees, drop hips, sit low, Utkatasana. Stay with me, left knee draws in towards your chest, hands to hips. Plant, left foot high up on your right thigh. Tree pose, okay? In tree pose, firmly squeezing the glutes. This is what I want, you guys. I want the flesh of that buttocks drawing down. I don't want you letting your pelvis tip forward into anterior tilt. Firm, left, right, front, back. Good. Keep pressing your left foot into your right thigh. Bend your right knee. So you bend the right knee so it's not locked. Can you fold in? Can you touch the floor or maybe touch a block? Can you touch the floor or a block without letting that foot slip? So it actually really teaches you to press from your left knee. Step into your right leg. From your right leg, press your right femur bone into the left foot. I just felt the back of my pelvis broaden. Can you fold in any deeper? Inhale. Exhale. Wow, I just got a really big spreading across the sacrum there, you guys, to hold here. Hands to your hip. Lift back up to center, tree pose. Left knee comes in toward your chest. Step your left foot all the way back. High lunge, inhale, high lunge. Nice, Maria, good. Push from the root of your left big toe, lower that back left knee down. Squeeze the left glute, hook thumbs. More lift up and out of everybody, the front of that left hip as it opens. Hands to the mat, that looks good. D-dem, press back, down dog. Inhale, forward into plank. Exhale, bend elbows, chaturanga. I want movement here as you lift up out of your hips. Keep them open. Downward facing dog. We're not going to stay there. Inhale, hum. Exhale, jump forward, sa. Inhale, lengthen, half flat back. Exhale, fold in. Bend knees, drop hips, sit low, Utkatasana. Transfer the weight into that left foot, right knee up in towards your chest, balancing on your left leg. Plant right foot super high up onto that right thigh. Good. Kind of like a vice. Firm your outer hips in, let them get really narrow. Drag your tailbone long. Now, as you press into the pinky edge side of the foot, we really want your outer right knee, you guys, pressing back, but keeping your hips facing forward. Soften the left knee, and then please fold in. You might have to use a block. I know the foot wants to slip, and you guys, when I used to do this, when I started yoga, I was like, oh, but it's my yoga pants. They're slippery. No, it's tightness in the hip that's pulling that foot down. It's totally normal. And you want to feel, pressing your right knee back. You should be getting a stretch in the lateral hip. Now, you guys really squeeze your left hip in. Yeah, push the left femur bone. Inhale, broadening across the back of the pelvis. Hands to hips. Lift all the way to rocks. Right knee comes into the midline. I'm asking you to balance. Right foot steps back. High lunge. Inhale, high lunge. Control, pushing from your right toe, squeezing your right glute as you lower that back knee down. Hook thumbs, we got to get the entire hip joint, you guys, front of the hip. Inhale. Hum. Exhale, hands to the mat, press back. Soft. Inhale, forward into plank. Exhale, bend elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, pull forward, up dog. Exhale, hips lift, up and back, down dog. Right foot steps forward up in between your hands, lunge. Left knee draws in towards your chest as you lift to stand. This is the action. Lift your chest. For an extend, straighten left leg. Bend the left knee. You guys have all seen a hurdler jumping over a hurdle. Take that left knee up and out to the side as high as you can. Circle it around back behind you like a Natarajasana pose, lifting from your butt muscle, your hamstring. Hurdle the leg back out to the side, coming around to stand. As you hold your hips, you feel your outer hips strengthening, finding your stabilizing muscles. You guys, one more, lift tall. I'm holding my hips, extend the leg. Yeah. Fold it in, bend. Take that leg up and out as high as you can, up over your hurdle. I'm feeling different hip muscles activate. Squeeze your inner thighs. Think of it like a Natarajasana, dancer's pose without holding the foot. And now from the power of that right hip, try to lift your left hip, your left knee, and circle it all the way back to center. Inhale. Exhale, left leg steps back. High lunge. From your high lunge, straighten your front right leg. Parallel your feet to the left side of your mat. Heels in, toes out. It is goddess stance, bringing your elbows against your inner knees. I think, Zara, you might want to just bring your feet a little bit closer towards one another. Shorten your stance a little. Now, what I want you guys to do is use your elbows to press your knees open. So the big muscle group that we're still missing in the stretch is your adductors, your inner thighs. We've gotten the outer hips, pull the chest forward. Can you drop your bum lower, Dedem, and lift your heart higher? 3, nice. I don't mind if you guys wiggle into it. That looks comfortable. 2, use your elbows against the knees, Dedem. There you go. Look at the top of your mat. Pivot, turn, downward facing dog. Feel the hips here. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, toes to nose, lift up. Exhale, hips up and back. We just want to have this like light activation of the outer hips to help stretch the inner thigh. Hey, you guys, feel your hips. Put your awareness there. Does it feel a little warmer, right? There's some energy flowing there, some circulation, some blood flow. Look towards your hands. Oh, sorry, left foot steps forward. Yep, that's where I want to go. Left foot forward. And right knee pulls up in towards your chest. Okay. Standing balance series here, you guys. Stand tall. Extend your right leg. Bend your right knee. Picture a hurdle. Lift that right foot, that right knee up and over. We did a ton of hip circles at the beginning of class. Now you're using this whole hip circle, rolling your right hip down, lifting your right knee to land in Natsarajasana. And then please push into your left hip, circle it back around. Come through center. Hurdle it back, up high, chest rises. Kick out, extend right leg. Pull the right knee in. Remember what we're trying to do here, you guys. We are trying to prep your hips to get into Lotus. So the more mobility, right, the fuller range of motion you have in that right hip, the better chances that we're going to be able to maybe attempt that peak pose, circling it around. Now, please lift the knee as high as you can. Lift the outer right knee up towards the ceiling as you hurdle it back around to come through center. Right foot steps to the back of your mat. Inhale, arms up, high lunge. Straighten your front leg. Parallel your feet to the right. Hands at your hips. I spin my heels in. Drop the bum. Forearms, elbows against the inner knees. I like to grab my ankles, or like my kind of right above my ankles, holding there. Pressing my knees into my elbows into the knee, telescoping from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Remember the benefit here, you guys. If you can firm your glutes a little, I squeeze my butt muscles, see if that releases the inner thigh. Everybody holds tightness in a different place that keeps us from being able to do Lotus, Padmasana. Stay there for a round, thinking hum, sa. Look forward at the top of your mat, plant your palms, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, bend elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva, up dog. Hips lift up and back, downward facing dog. Please lift right leg up and back, three-legged down dog. Bend your right knee, roll your right hip open. Even more lift, good. Even more belly button turning, pelvis turning. The more we unstick the hips from the head of that left femur bone, the closer we may be able to get in our attempt of Lotus pose. Right foot steps forward up in between your hands. Left knee draws in towards your chest. I'm going to turn to face the camera. Hug your left knee high up in towards your chest. I'm trying to get that left knee into my left armpit. My right hand is holding the top of my left foot. Toe is pointed. I'm pulling it up high, trying to bring the pinky edge side of my left foot into my upper right thigh, folding that leg in. Remember the beginning of class when we tried to get the foot as high as you could? Now, see them squeeze the knees together. Yeah, see how high, close you can get your left knee to your right knee. Can you press your left foot into your right thigh and let it hold there? You can hold on to it, or bend your right knee and fold in. You could use a block. You could hold your ankle as you fold. Yeah. But there is an active pressure between the foot and the thigh as you press the knee back. 3, 2, 1. Keep that right knee bent, hands to hip. Please lift all the way back up to center. This is your last time. Left knee in towards your chest. Step it back, lunge. Inhale, arms up, high lunge. Over your right leg, Skandasana. Good, Didem. Push your hips back. Push your hips towards the left side of your mat. More. Keep sticking your butt backwards as you reach your arms forward. Heel is down. Fingertips reaching forward as a counterbalance. That's exactly right, Maria. Good. Stretch through your inner left leg. Look at the top of your mat. Downward facing dog. Wiggle your bum, you guys. Pedal out your legs. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, bend elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, pull forward, urdhva. Exhale, hips to rise, adho. Hum. Sa. From your down dog. Final side, left leg lifts. Bend the left knee, open the hip. You've got that muscle on the outsides of the right hip, outside of your left hip. Use them to pull the femur bows apart, left knee up higher. Step your left foot forward up in between your hands. You're lunging. With control, right knee draws in towards your chest. I'm turning to face you. Pull the knee up high in towards your armpit. The higher that right knee gets up, the higher your left foot lifts. Your left foot is up near the top of your left leg. I use that hand and I pull the foot high up on the left thigh. I check, you guys, that I've got enough pressure between the foot and the thigh that I don't need my hand. Squeezing the knee into the midline. Bend the bottom leg. Shift forward. Fold in. Ardha, half. That means one leg. Baddha, it's bound up there in the top of the thigh. Padma, half. Lotus in a forward fold. Ardha, Baddha, Padma. Uttanasana. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen, half flat back. Keep your left knee bent. Don't hyperextend the knee, hands to hips. Lift back up to rise. Right knee in towards your chest. Right foot steps all the way back. Find your high lunge over your left leg. Dandasana. Push your bum back as you lower into it. Okay, this helps to drag the tailbone down and long. Hands at the top of your mat. Downward facing dog. Wiggle your hips. Shake out your head. Final time, inhale, ripple that through, forward into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Hum as you lift your heart up. Sa as you push your hips back. Everybody block underneath your left hand. Zara, you've got this. You've been doing these. Right foot steps forward next to your right hand. Right heel next to right thumb. Look forward. Shoot that left leg through. Pull it back. Yeah, core connection. Look forward. Shoot it through. Stop. I'm going to turn to face you. I'm going to change legs so I look like your mirror. Your right knee. Close it fully. That's all I care about, is that your right knee is compact. Take your right knee out to the side laterally. Okay. Oh, so Zara, pick the knee up higher. Yep. Keep the knee closed. Rotate the knee out without moving from the knee, only moving from the hip joint. Where can you get that right foot to land? Good. Let your knees squeeze in. So exactly, Didem, think maybe you even use your hand on the outside of that right knee and you get compact. Good. You want your right knee pressing down as you fold out over the front leg. Yeah, there's a lot of potential for a lot going on here. If the right knee feels like it's hanging too much in space, Sarah, you could put a block underneath that right knee. Yep. So that when you tip forward, yep, top leg. So what we don't want to be doing, you guys, is lifting up on the foot. We want to be moving from the hip joint to pull up and fold in. Can you let your right heel dig into your lower abdominal, your inner organs, as you fold over that top leg? Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Stay here. Bend your left knee. Try to get the pinky edge side of your foot into the bikini line on your left leg. Lower down. Extend your left leg up towards the ceiling. Can you guys help? Slide your right foot higher up into your left leg. There's that. So slide that right foot down. Bend your left knee. Grab your left foot. Can you pull it over the top of your right knee and come into Padmasana? Come into Lotus on your back. This is one of the safest ways to try. Zara, does your left foot come in front of your right knee? Left foot in front of your right knee? If it doesn't, that's okay. We're just trying today. Inhale. Exhale. Oh, I see it, Maria. Yeah. Now, wherever you are, Zara, bring your left foot behind your right knee. That's fine. Bring it behind like how you had it. Yep. Now, everybody squeeze the knees into the chest. Pull in. Hold your knees, beat them, pull them in. But push against them. Push, pull, push, pull. Squeeze in tight. Inhale. Exhale. Good, you guys. Unfold your legs. Rock forward. Final round. Plant your palms. Downward facing dog. I'm going to put a block underneath my right hand. Step your left foot next to your left thumb. Look forward. Shoot your right leg through. Yep. Pull it back. Shoot it through. Come to seated. Left leg. Pull the left knee up towards your left armpit. Close the knee joint. This is why we did the circles. Circle the leg and the knee out, and then see how much you can get that leg high, the foot high up on your leg. Flex your right foot. If your knee hangs in space, Zara, put a block underneath that left leg to protect it. We don't want the movement happening from the ankle or the knee. We want it to be happening at the hip, as then you fold in. This is Ardha Baddha Padma, Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Dig the heel into the inner organs, and you're folding over that foot. Feel that as a slightly different stretch in the back of the hips. Press your knee down into the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen, half flat back. We keep that foot. We bend our right knee. Yeah, lay all the way down. And I kind of like this, you guys. This is where like I first learned how to do Padmasana from the floor. Really, it's much safer because you're not locked. You can roll around a little bit. Extend your right leg up. Bend the knee. Grab that right foot and see if you can slide it over the top of your left knee. It can be incredibly different between sides. Coming into Lotus pose. Half Lotus, variation of Lotus, one leg into Lotus, pulling the knees in towards your chest. Inhale. Exhale. Release your bind and rock up to find seated. Good. Okay. Practice whichever half lotus was easiest, right? So fold one leg in. Didam, if you have full Padmasana, come into it. If you don't have full Padmasana, you just do one leg at a time. And you just learn that way. You do one leg and let the other leg just fold in. And then the next time you try it, you do the other leg. Remove the flesh of the buttocks. I'm just gonna go into full because you know what, you guys? Full is actually easier to sit tall because it locks you into place and your spine lifts. Closing your eyes. You can always sit on a block. And so we learn something. We see which side is tighter, right or left, which part of the hip is tighter. Drawing the shoulders back, closing the eyes. Absorb the mind into the mantra. Hum. Sa. Hum. Sa. We hear a lot about mindfulness, awareness. This is a layer deeper. This is concentration. Hum. Sa. Hum. Sa. What's pulling at the mind? What's distracting you? Can you move from those small tangled thoughts to your mantra? Hum. Sa. Total absorption in the moment. Ah. Open your eyes. Change legs. Yep. So Zara, try to put the other leg on top. This time, come off your block, Zara. If you're on your block, come off. Fold in. Breathe down into the low back. Yeah, nice, Dita. I'm using a block. Support yourself here. Give yourself that opportunity for silence, for stillness. Sigh. Lift back up to center. Can you plant your hands down alongside your hips? Push down, pick up the bum, pick up the knees. 3. That's why it's harder, right? Once you get in Lotus Zara, it's super easy because it's all knotted together. Release. Unfold your legs. Left foot, left side of your mat, right foot, right side of your mat. I drop down onto my elbows, take out the hip, and lower all the way down. So if nothing else, you guys, a Lotus class strengthens, lengthens, and works mobility in that entire hip joint. Taking your arms out to the side. Taking a full breath in, hum. And out through the mouth, sigh. One more, inhale, hum. Out through the mouth, sigh. Lips closed. Take rest. Okay, so I don't just use mantras on my mat, you guys. Today I was like sitting in traffic. Instead of thinking about the traffic, mantras are a higher vibrational quality. They rise our thoughts above kind of the mundane, the small thoughts, and they bring us into that remembering the fuller self, the divine presence. Inhale, hum. Exhale, sigh. When you're ready, wiggle the fingers and toes, stretching the arms up overhead. And bend your knees. Roll to your right. To press up and find seated. Holding your hands together in front of your heart center. So you might not ever get to Lotus, but it is a nice one to work towards. It will loosen up the entire pelvis to sit more easily. Taking your thumbs to your third eye, bowing forward to seal your practice. Jai, Siddhatma.